Yo, what's up guys, welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. A new TG monster was revealed a couple of hours ago, like half a day ago. It's a much needed monster for TGs, being a regular level 1 monster, so not a tuner, very appropriately with, you know, the new tuner level 4 monster, what's it called, Screw? Well, the level 4 Debris Dragon for TG, right? The Aqua monster left to the new level 1. It's also a dinosaur, by the way, the level 1, so you could possibly run a card like Fossil Dig to search it out. It's currently a 2-off in the deck. I'm not really sure if you want to run it at 3, since again it's not a tuner, and being a tuner is very important to go for your Trident Launcher, your TG Link monster again, since you know it needs at least one TG tuner monster and then any other 2 monsters or a Link 2 monster. And of course Needle Fiber is much needed, otherwise your Trident Launcher just needs too much to get on the field, and it's very vulnerable to you know, negation, hand traps, etc. As for the rest, the second effect, or at least your new level 1 monster, your TG monster, also has a built-in special summon effect from the hand if you control or already control a TG monster. So okay, that's quite good, potentially giving you an extra TG monster on the field, opening up a possible Needle Fiber play, and Needle Fiber immediately opens up your Trident Launcher. 9 negations, 9 hand traps here in the deck, being the Ash Blossom, triple Ghost Ogre, triple Ash Blossom, triple Infinite Impermanence. You need that, you need the negation. If your opponent is able to negate your play, or you know, you use Ghost Ogre on Ash Blossom or something like that to prevent you from going for the big mass special summon from your Trident Launcher, you need follow-up play, you need your defense. So that's why pretty much every deck you're playing like multiple hand traps, right? But this is basically a very standard play with, so again, the small warrior engine is becoming very important, but it's just because of Isolde. Isolde is such an important card in a lot of decks, and it carries a lot of decks, especially if they're warrior, or some of them, some of the warrior, at least some of the monsters in a particular deck are warrior based, have the warrior type, and then Isolde is one of the first cards that comes to mind to abuse, or you know, give this particular deck, or any particular deck, warrior-based deck, more combos and higher ceiling. Anyway, so Negate the Excite Knights, still keeping Trident Launcher on the field, but not really sure if this was a correct play. I mean, at this point, with the extra deck available, at least available monsters in the extra deck, I didn't have an out to get rid of the Excite Knight, so just going to attack, lure out the second material, and then during my main phase 2, establish my board. And you know, the Trident Launcher has the ability to reborn any TG monster from your graveyard as well. That can be a synchro monster. So reborning another TG Librarian, Hyper Librarian, is definitely very solid, gaining those extra draws. But the thing is that, and I think we can definitely expect it, is the deck, or at least the archetype, needs more TG Synchros. As you know, currently you have a couple like level 5s, TG Hyper Librarian, we have the, what is it called, is it Booster, or you know, the other level 5 TG Synchro monster, TG Wonder Magician as well, the level 10, level 12, there's also the level 2, but I'm not really sure. You can definitely run it thanks to the new level 1 booster, the Dino TG monster. Again, you have the option to make your, or get like, or have like a level 2 Synchro summon, but I prefer Formula Synchro because of, well, Needle Fiber, right, as you will see in a couple of moments. But maybe in the near future, with possible more TG Synchro monsters coming, it might be important of running that, what's it called, that Dragonfly, I believe, the level 2 tuner, and potentially opening up those level 12 Synchro plays. I'm looking at cards like Cosmic Blazer, I believe the name is, or, you know, the TG level 12 Synchro monster. I've added in Blade Blaster, to the extra deck here. It can be important here in this situation where you are restricted during your own turn of only being able to special summon TG monsters for the rest of the turn, and you need some attacking power. Well, then your Blade Master can come into play as, you know, the combination of both Librarian and your TG Wonder Magician, for example, right? So Blade Blaster can be that huge beat stick. Well, anyway, so Boral Sword is definitely a problem. I think my only option here was to, well, eventually force out the Boral Sword to put my TG monster in defense position. It will, you know, banish itself, it protect itself, and return during the next standby phase, I think. But I need to get rid of his scales, right? So going for Wonder Magician, TG Wonder Magician, get rid of its scales and hopefully get like 1 or 2 draws. In this case 2 draws with the draw phase, and hopefully making my own, making my own Boral Sword to eventually seal the deal, right? He needs to top deck another skill, and even then, not really sure what his potential plays are. Maybe a double attack of the Boral Sword Dragon, but as you see, having the Armageddonite as a follow-up play. Armageddonite is such an important card, as you saw in previous videos, not in this particular deck, but again, as I mentioned before, if in any particular archetype, if it has like warriors, here we have TG Striker for example, the deck, it's just adding Isolde does so much for any particular deck. Here in this case, searching something, setting up a next play, or at least setting up a play for next turn, searching something like Armageddonite can be important. You know, during a next turn, set up Destrudo. Destrudo equals Needle Fiber, and Needle Fiber equals your TG Link summon. So yeah, it's just, Armageddonite is basically a 1-card TG Link summon, and again, that opens up so many possible plays for the deck, right? Here, well, my plan was to go for Boral Sword, but maybe the better play was to keep the level 1 TG monster in hand and keep it for the Trident Launcher, so go for Trident Launcher with, you know, Needle Fiber, etc, etc. But as you saw, he did have the trap card, what is it called? I forgot its name, you know, the Cosmo Trap card. Banish something, so banishing the Trident Launcher, the TG Link, so in the end it wouldn't have mattered that much. And again, Farm Girl, it's Farm Girl, right? Dealing damage and searching another copy, another Dark Destroyer to eventually attack for a game, right? Again, going first, well, you can definitely go first, go second. Well, going second, that is, and that's something to keep in mind if going second, then if you're playing against a deck that, you know, uses their extra deck, basically any deck, right? Your opponent might have used up his extra monster zone, and that can be important, since as you saw, the best combo you can pull off is going for something like Isolde first, then go for Needle Fiber to one of the zones where Isolde is pointing to, and then after that making Trident Launcher, the TJ Link, in the other extra monster zone. So again, giving you the extra 3 you know, extra monster zones in your main monster zone. But if your opponent starts, the chances are high, you know, he will be putting an extra deck monster on the field. So again, that's something to keep in mind. Double Librarian and the Formula Synchron, and that's also a new card I added into the deck to compared. That's different to my previous TG deck list is adding in Dawn Dragster, level 7 Negation, but you can definitely add in something like Black Rose Dragon. But the Negation as a follow-up play here with Formula Synchro during your opponent's turn, going for the level 7 Synchro play, and at the same time giving a draw off of a Hyper Librarian. So yeah, I think in this case I had like 4 draws in total, thanks to Double Librarian, I think, and of course the Formula Synchron and the Dragster with a Negation on the field. So again, very important. But that setup, that board needs setup, so again, it's not like the most consistent play, but again, expecting more TG monsters, more TG support, so working towards some play or that kind of play with 1 or 2 Hyper Librarians, getting a couple of draws, drawing into your hand traps can be important, and definitely can be this deck's one of the strongest plays, right? But again, depending on the new support they'll get. Going for, what is it called, level 10 Stardust Warrior, I believe? Basically a Thunder King. It's okay, it's just one of those level 10s you can definitely put in your extra deck to somewhat hold off an opponent for maybe 1 turn, and maybe that 1 turn you will need, again, to prevent your opponent from getting the, at least getting extra link or whatever, right? Establishing their board. Anyway, so having the Ash Blossom in the hand, very solid, since he's going to pop his, what is it called, the Harpies Continuous card, you know which one I mean, Search 3 during the end phase. But yeah, the Stardust Warrior was just a bit too much here for his setup, so this is again more than enough to attack for a game. So like always, feel free to leave suggestions. As much as I don't really like it, but Needle Fiber is such an important card here for the deck. Very easy to make. Okay, it's OCG exclusive, but still, the other cards aren't really TCG yet, and there is still the slight chance we might get a Needle Fiber, probably not. But again, it's just a 1 card, normal summon, Armageddonite equals Needle Fiber equals a Trident Launcher. That's such a strong play, and it's too strong to, you know, just to give up on. But yeah, anyway, like always, feel free to leave feedback. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.